Hey everybody. My name is Courtney Davis and I am coming to you live from my house. but I recently just started making these videos because I felt like the statuses and the inbox messages and stuff that wasn't very personal, and you couldn't get a good idea of my knowledge with the companies that I agreed to join or anything like that. So I wanted to make this video today about a company that I'm involved in. It's called the Extra Digit Movement. And there's a really great guy who is affiliated with that. His name is Brian Bean. If you ever get a chance, please check out his story and see how he retired at 22. He fired his boss at 22 and he never looked back. All about just learning how network marketing worked and things like that. And one of the reasons I joined the Extra Digit Movement was because, I mean, I make pretty decent money at the company that I work for, but um, I'm getting a little tired of, working every day and not being with my kids the way I'd like to be with them. Because let's face it, these kids need their parents these days. And I just want to be able to be with them more. And even if I only do this part time, like, it's just good information to pass on to my kids. Um, Teaching them to be an entrepreneur, teaching them that there's more to life than just going to school and doing the things that the system says that you should be doing, but doing more for themselves and creating the lifestyle that they want rather than the lifestyle that someone tells them they can have by going to school for 4 years and things like that. I mean, I go to school. I recently got my bachelor's in criminal justice. I'm working on my master's. So I'm part of that dream, but I want more for my kids, just like anybody else would want. So the Extra Digit Movement teaches financial intelligence through a 369 transformation. So by 3 months, you'll flip negative debt into positive cash flow by changing certain things on your W-4. By 6 months, you'll earn an average of $1,000 a week by recruiting a certain number of people. I think it's 7 up under you. From the comfort of your own home. You just run a business from your own home. And by month 9, you'll be making investment income because you have a positive cash flow that you've already started a little business with. And then you have more cash flow from that. From there, then you can invest more money into certain aspects of corporate America and start having them pay you. An interesting take on that Brian had was people always are confused whether they should buy the Apple iPhone or the Samsung Notes or Galaxies or whatever it is, the Android products. I'm an iPhone user, by the way. But he said once you get to a point where you can invest in both companies, it won't matter what product anybody buys because you'll already have a take in it and they'll be paying you whether they go Apple or whether they go Samsung. So that's a whole nother thing, but that's just an idea of the whole investment type thing. So the Extra Digit Movement, they have a mission, and it's pretty simple. They want to help relieve American households of over $1 billion in debt. It's absolutely amazing. Like, that is great that a company would want to do that. They'd also like to create 100 millionaires, which is even better. Like, they want to help you be a millionaire. They want to help you earn 7 figures. And by doing so, they will create freedom and flexibility in their everyday lives. The new people that we bring on. So finally, we together will create a $1 billion investment portfolio. So the thing is, most Americans struggle with wanting to create financial freedom, but they don't necessarily know what to do or how to do it or who to talk to or anything like that. And we understand that in the Extra Digit Movement. We understand that you don't always have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. I don't know anyone who has all the answers. If anything, I want to be around people who teach me more. Like, I will shut my mouth and I will learn all I can learn because I don't know everything. But when you understand this one basic theory, then you'll get a little insight on what you might be doing wrong. Your money is not going to change until your circle does. So you have to surround yourself with like-minded individuals because relationships and friendships, they have the greatest impact on your character. So soon you'll realize that you're in complete control of any situation once you even know how to choose your friends or the people that you're around every day, because it takes a toll on you. So it's easy to keep the same friends or associates. It's easy to work the same 8-hour day. It's easy to work for $30,000 a year. But when you step out of that comfort zone and you start joining the likes of 6-figure earners, 7-figure earners, millionaires, double millionaire, like whatever the case may be, you're in a whole different realm and they make you feel uncomfortable. And that's how you always want to feel. You never want to get to a place where you're comfortable or complacent, because with me, what I tell Derek, what I tell my kids all the time is I never want to be doing the same thing I was doing last year, because there's no growth in that. I always want to be doing something different, something that is expanding my mind, something that's teaching me something, because like I said before, I don't know everything. And the only way I'm going to do that is through, self-education and things like that. So, and being around the right people. So when you expand your mind, you expand your social circle, then your money is going to start looking a little different. The same $30,000 that you make annually is going to look a lot different when you start making it in half the time or even smaller percentage of that time. So what are you doing when you're working for someone else? Well, essentially you're letting them say that for an hour, so many hours of your day, you're worth X amount of dollars per hour that you work, right? So think about that. J. Cole recently did an interview that was pretty intriguing to me. He broke it down like this. He said you have 24 hours in a day. Most people sleep 6 to 8 hours. That leaves you 16 hours a day. Well, if you devote 8 of those to working for someone else, then you only have 8 left. And if you're a parent, like I'm a parent, I have 3 kids. So if you're a parent, then by the time you get off, and then I'm the mother too. So mothers, like, you can vouch for me here. You know that when you get off work, you're just stepping into your second job, because you got to cook, you got to do homework, you got to get them ready for bed and spend a little bit of time with them, because your kids need that time, right? Well, by the end of that, you're drained and you really don't want to do anything for yourself. But this year I've really pushed the limits, guys. I don't get 8 hours of sleep. I do work 8 hours a day. I do still do all those things with my kids, but I still am devoting a lot of time to myself. That was a resolution that I made that I've stuck to all year. So you're trading time for money, and essentially people think time is money, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Time is not money. Time is a luxury that we're all awarded with. Some of us, it's taken away sooner than others, unfortunately, but that's why we're to use our time wisely. Money can always be made, but time is precious and it can't be made up. 2 things that's very interesting to me is that they can take all your money and they can take all your cars and your house and all these material things, but they can't take your knowledge from you. And time can't be made up. So don't ever let anybody waste your time. Even when you try to get them involved in certain stuff, if they don't see it, you just move on. You can't beat people over the head with gold bricks. You can't make them see things the way you see it. God didn't give them that vision. He gave you that vision. So, and then think about it this way. If you have to do so much convincing to get them to join you in whatever endeavor you're a part of, if you have to do that much convincing, then you're going to have to convince them even more once they join, and convince them to work for whatever their goal is and stuff like that. You don't want to waste your time with that. Like I said, you can't make up time. Time is more valuable than money. So it's very important to understand that the only way to compete with the wealthy is to think like the wealthy. You'll never truly attain wealth in America until corporate America starts paying you. And that's what we like to call in the extra digit movement income shifting. That's defined as a shift of income from corporate America back into your wallet, back into your bank account. So let's face it, we live in a capitalist economy. Whether you want to look at it that way or not, we live in a capitalist economy. We live a socialist lifestyle. This is the sole purpose why most of us are broke. So you have to start thinking like the wealthy people. They do things differently. So another thing that's for certain in life is change. Oil prices change, food prices change, and the ones who are affected by that the most is us, the consumers. So think about that. When oil prices change, farmers, they're forced to up the prices on their produce or their stock to sell it to their to the grocery stores and things, because they have to fuel their equipment. They gotta push those whatever they're called. I don't even want to be wrong in saying all that heavy machinery, but this in turn makes the stores charge more for their products and meat selections and things like that. So that leaves no choice to the consumer but to buy it. Like, we have no choice. Do you guys remember when oil prices went up to like $4 a gallon? Well, we had no choice but to buy it. But the interesting thing is, the government, they do things like that to kind of scare you and make you like, oh my God, the gas is $4. But what do? We started carpooling, we started driving less and things like that. They want you to spend money. They don't want you to hold on to that money. So what do? They dropped it right back down, because they want to scare you for a second, but then they're gonna meet you halfway somewhere. I'm so thankful that it's down to like $1 or something. That's awesome. But just so you have an idea, oil prices go up and has the biggest effect on us, the consumers. It doesn't affect them. There's 2 organizations in America that inflation never affects, and it's always in real estate and business. Wealthy people understand that, because wealthy people don't sit around being lazy or hope someone will give them the keys to success. They strategize. They strategize all the time. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, even Donald Trump strategizes all the time, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. That man became wealthy off of networking, and he knows people, and those people are unfortunately following him to the grave. But that's a whole nother story. One thing that's proven time and time again is that big business runs this country. You know it, I know it, we all know it. Big business runs this country. So spending all the money you earn is never going to get you wealthy. Working a 9-to-5 is never going to get you wealthy. Not changing your mindset or social circles, never going to get you wealthy. A lot of experts even suggest that you shouldn't be spending money on anything until your money circled 3 times. So by learning these strategies that the Extra Digit movement teaches, you'll learn how the rich stay rich. And then that will in turn give you an rewarding financial future. So spend cash, not credit. This is one thing I struggled with as a teenager up until my early adulthood years, is they gave me credit and I ran with it every single time. I did end up filing bankruptcy and everything. So this movement is very important to me, to learn how to manage my money better. And it's done wonders for me in just 2 months. So when you get credit cards and they offer you credit cards, in turn, they're getting something out that deal. They're not just loaning you money and saying, here, pay me back at a certain time. They're adding interest on that. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but something Brian taught us in the Extra Digit movement is interest is the penalty that you pay for the right to earn things that you really can't afford. And all they do, like with interest, is all that extra money that you pay on that card or the car or house or whatever, they're loaning that to someone else. And they just keep doing that, and that's how they get their money. And that's why banks are winning, the government's winning. So when you learn these strategies in detail and learn these principles, you'll learn that home businesses, they get the same tax breaks as Bill Gates. Because the government, they don't tax home businesses or investors the way they tax us, the middle class and the poor class. So, that is just mind-blowing to me. Like, that information is mind-blowing. So, anyways, as promised, the following information are strategies to reduce taxes, create cash flow, make financially rewarding investments. So what makes these strategies work, unlike anything else, is the 369 transformation. So first of all, you have two objectives in life. The first objective is your current lifestyle. This is where you labor or work every day to pay current bills. The second objective is your future lifestyle, where you make investments work for you. So with your current lifestyle, if you're paying current bills with current money, then you're behind. There's cash flow issues right there. So you want to look to the future and make investments that make your money work for you, so you can get capital gain. And later you'll understand what these things mean when you join, and these this vocabulary will become more familiar to you. So the second challenge, so the government and corporate America, they know that Social Security and pensions, they don't work. It's just something that they're giving you for the future to make you look forward to. But you've seen, like I've seen in the news, you've seen them raise the retirement age to make it unattainable. By the time you and I are 65, that retirement age is going to be 80, and we're never, even if we do hit it, we're not going to enjoy it. So that's why you got to start making changes now, so that you can enjoy your life the way God intended you to enjoy your life. So anyways, along with those objectives, there's 4 challenges. The first challenge is inflation. It's the silent income killer. Inflation is the cost of money going down. The second challenge is taxes. So the first third of your paycheck goes directly to the government through taxes. And you may not realize it, but you're taxed 5 times on the same dollar. That is absolutely crazy to me. Crazy. That's crazy to me. And let me break that down for you guys. First, you get taxed before you even get paid. What's that called? Income tax. Then when you go to the store, you're taxed again. When you buy something, that's sales tax. Next, if you want to purchase a house or a car, they add even more taxes. That's property taxes. If you want to sell that same house or that same car, they tax you again. Then, this is the crazy part that I didn't even realize till a little while ago, but they tax you for the final time when you die. Like, is that not completely absurd? That's ridiculous. So I don't know about you, but that is deceiving. That is deceiving. That is just deceiving. I don't like that. So the next challenge is debt. The government just took the first third of your income through taxes, right? So the next challenge is debt, because like most Americans, you pay that first third away, and they break it up over the year. So it's not like you're working from January to April and you don't get any money. They broke it up over the year to so you won't look at it that way. They're still taking a 30-year paycheck. So anyways, that doesn't leave you with much after you pay bills and everything like that. You might have a little bit of money left, but what do? We feel like we deserve something. So we go and borrow money from the banks through credit cards or go finance something. Like, we're just so quick to do that these days. College kids are like the number one target because they don't even know what to do. They're just offered all this credit. So that's the crazy part to me. So with that, the second third of your paycheck goes back to the banks because you just borrowed all this money. You got to pay it right back. Is anything clicking yet? It clicked for me when I heard this breakdown. So then the last thing, and we talked about this briefly earlier, was big business. Big business runs this country. Big business runs this country, whether you want to admit it or not. The United States has strategically placed things in the calendar that you will participate in big business, whether it's birthdays, whether it's New Year's, whether it's Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, graduations, Father's Day. I mean, I could go on and on. Independence Day, back to school, Labor Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. They even threw Cinco de Mayo in that mix. And people are celebrating it, and they don't even know what Cinco de Mayo is for. They don't even know what it's about, but they're celebrating it, in turn giving all this money back to big business. So if you can't, you heard the term, if you can't beat them, join them. I'm joining them. Like, I've made the decision. I'm going to join them. I'm going to get a piece of that pie. So anyways, guess what? That leaves you with nothing. you only have three parts to your check. The first third goes to government. Second part goes to banks. Third part goes to big business. So don't worry. There are solutions to that. And that's what we teach you guys in the Extra Digit Movement. As Americans, we have three different ways we make money. We make money on a W-2. That's when you work for someone else. We make money on a 1099. That's when you work for yourself. And then you make money on investment income. So when you work for the W-2, you're taxed between 28% and 33%. That's that first third I was talking about annually. So when you own your own business, you're only taxed 18 to 23%. So you see it's going down. And when you're an investor, you're taxed at less than 15%. This is how the rich stay rich, folks. They tax us, the middle class and the lower class. So there's philosophies behind all these different forms of how you work for America. On the W-2, the philosophy is that you work, you get taxed, and then you can spend. Then when you work on a 1099, the business works, the business spends, and then the business gets taxed. So the business gets taxed last. When you work for someone else, you're going to get taxed second. Then you can spend what's left. That's what they're saying to you. So then when you're an investor, this is the interesting thing. When you're an investor, your money works for you. Then you get a return on that investment through the form of money, currency, and then that yields more money. So that's how your money's working for you. That's appreciation. That's capital gain right there. So if you're an employee, you have three objectives. You want to minimize taxes, minimize debt, and minimize expenses. With the Extra Digit Movement, you can learn how to do all those things by making simple changes on your W-4. Then, if you're ready to join the Extra Digit Movement, you can join at $179. I think that is a great price to invest in your financial future. Like, don't get me wrong. Some of these companies out here want you to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars. $179 is an absolutely great price because you're going to spend that anyway in taxes. So you might as well spend it. You're going to go through these things whether you join us or whether you do it on a regular, and it just comes to you as one of life's things that comes to you. So I strongly advise that you get someone to help you with your finances and someone to lead you in the right direction. And the only way that's going to be done is through the Extra Digit Movement or through another form of network marketing. Those are the only people that are going to help you. Your friends, your family, they don't know what you're going through. They don't know how to help you get out of it. They're just there for moral support. But you need somebody there that's going to push you to your greatest potential. So when you once you increase your earnings to making 5 figures a month, then you can invest in corporate America and have a return on those investments that yield capital gains. That's exciting to me. So capital gains are when you pay the least amount of taxes and experience appreciation. That's your money working for you, folks. So you experience dividends that have certain payouts to all stakeholders. All that just sounds exciting to me. But the most important investment, I can't stress this enough, the most important investment you can make is in yourself. I know right now you can't think of anybody else who deserves money or an increase or fulfillment more than you do. So you have to stop thinking about the money you have to invest in whatever. You have to invest to get ahead. That's how the wealthy people stay wealthy. Wealthy people strategize. Remember that. So this information, it changed my life and it changed the lives of a lot of people around the country. So when you understand that you don't necessarily have to work for money and that money can work for you, that's when you'll experience financial freedom. The choice is yours. But just remember, to be wealthy, you have to think like the wealthy. Wealthy people strategize. So until I make another video, I just wanted you guys to really know some information about this Extra Digit Movement, because almost everything I've said I've learned from just listening to these conference calls, joining these webinars, going to this. I've been to Brian Bean's house. The house is amazing. When you first walk in, it's a big check of $10,000. This man is amazing. And the stuff he says, the stuff he does for people, absolutely amazing. He's only going to continue to be blessed throughout his life. And he's blessed me, and I want to have a chance to bless other people. So if you have a chance to finish this all the way to the end, I thank you so much. And I will see you next time. Thanks.